Hi and welcome to the Running Channel. I'm Rick, and today alongside Anna we're going to be looking at the big question of why we run. So as well as answering that question, we'll also be looking at the results of a huge global survey.
Yep, sometimes it hurts, sometimes we hate it, but most of the time we love to run. Otherwise we wouldn't be making new videos about running every week on the Running Channel. So make sure you subscribe and tap the bell icon to get notified when we do. So now let's dive in and have a look at why we run. So what are some of the reasons why we start running? Rick, why did you start running?
Well, I started running when I was 7, and I vaguely remember the reason was because I got an absolute buzz out of the races. But I suppose more the question is, why did I keep running? Kept running so I can keep svelte.
Nice.
You?
I started running because sensibly I signed up to run a marathon, so I thought I should probably do some running in order to run said marathon.
You dived straight in?
Straight in, and also just to help my body positivity and confidence as well. So that was why I started running.
Good reason.
What about you?
I run because I love it!
I run because it's an extension of who I am.
We run because girls who run rock.
I run to feel good.
I run because it's my way to push back against my cystic fibrosis.
It increases my endurance and strength.
I run because I am sick and tired of being overweight and tired.
I love seeing how far I can push myself.
I run because it taught me to love my body.
I'd be as mad as a box of frogs if I didn't run.
The information in this video comes from a huge study of 25,000 Strava users right across the world. Now, 7% of them had been running for less than a year, 63% of them had been running for between 1 and 10 years, and the remaining 30% of them have been running for 10 years or more.
So when asked what the key benefits they were looking for when they first started running, the majority picked be healthier. In fact, 8% of those surveyed picked only that answer.
68% of runners said that they would pick a combination of reasons why they started running. So for example, 4% of those that were asked said that they started running to be healthier, to have a better body positive image, and to feel accomplished.
Other factors include getting stronger, connecting with others, managing anxiety or depression, having more energy, preventing illness or disease, or processing life changes.
When we look at the major life-changing aspects of why we run, more than 30% of people said they'd experienced a major life change in the last 6 months, and that running had really helped them to cope with that. But more than any other life adjustment, so injury, moving house, marriage or divorce, 78% of runners said that having a child leave home was their major life change, and that running had really helped them cope with that.
So what gets you out the door for a routine run? Unsurprisingly, the overwhelming reason is having a plan or goal. But it's not all plans and habits that make us go out for a run. In Spain, guilt is a big factor, accounting for 23%, whereas in Brazil, guilt, not such a big thing, with just 4% of the reason people get out to run.
Interestingly, our whys when it comes to running tend to change over time, but in Strava's survey, there tended to be 4 key motivators that came out as the reasons why we run, and they are health, routine, community, and aspiration.
Health as a motivator for running turned out to be more important in some countries compared to others. For example, in the US, running and getting stronger tend to go hand in hand. Almost half value improving their strength as an important motivating factor with their running, and the figure was even higher for female runners.
Some people just want to feel like they're doing something good for their bodies, but interestingly, 22% of Brazilians said that they had had a health scare, and that was the reason why they started running. And that figure is much higher than for runners in the US, Canada or Australia.
Sticking with health reasons for running, Japanese runners said they were especially motivated to go and run as it made them feel less anxious and depressed. In fact, 15% of those questioned said that was their main motivation for running. The figure was next highest for UK runners.
This one really resonates with me. 30% of people who were questioned said that they ran because they wanted to improve their body image. This number was highest among runners in Germany.
This study also looked at the types of runner there are out there and came up with 5 main types. And they are passionate runners, invested runners, fitness runners, mindful runners, and reluctant runners.
Passionate runners like to run with others and are more sociable with their running. They're likely to say that they run because they like to feel part of a community and are the most likely to connect running with happiness.
Invested runners are those who are most likely to be racers, but are only middle of the pack when it comes to believing in the social benefits of running. They have moderate beliefs that running provides psychological benefits like happiness.
Fitness runners rarely race and tend to mostly run alone, although half of them will occasionally run with a running group. And the reason why fitness runners tend to run are to promote body positivity, strength and fitness.
Mindful runners tend to run alone, although half do take part in races. They mirror the health and body related motives of other types, although like passionate runners, they do place a high value on happiness.
And then there's the last group, the reluctant runner. So this type of runner tends not to race very often, very rarely runs with others, and beginners are more likely to be classed as a reluctant runner. In fact, 42% of the reluctant runners that were questioned were beginners. You tend to see less runners who've been running for longer than a year in the reluctant runners category, as they tend to be more like a passionate runner.
Almost half of those surveyed said they tend to run in a group, so with friends, a running club or a sports team. And those who do run in some form of a group tended to enjoy their running a lot more than lone wolves by a wide margin. And this is same across all groups right across the world.
Overall, female runners were more likely to run as part of a running club or running group compared to their male counterparts. As teenagers, the difference between men and women belonging to a running club was just 2%, but that grew to 12% in the 60+ age group.
For teenage runners, sports teams make up their main running community, well above any other group. As we head into our 20s and 30s, then colleagues become the main people that we run with. By the time we reach our 60s, though, only 3% of us still run with colleagues as we start to retire. Men aged over the age of 55 are most likely to run alone.
In nearly every country that was surveyed, most runners said that they run with friends, apart from Japan, which is a completely different story. In fact, running alone in Japan in any age group trumps all other categories.
So there we have it, the reasons why we run. Have you recognised yourself in there? Tell us why you run in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on The Running Channel.